Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the world of Princess and the Frog. Specifically, the lore provided in the spin-off book, All Creeped Out, Feins on the Other Side, which is a Goosebumps-style book for Princess and the Frog. There's also other types of books for this for other Disney movies. If you want, I can make other videos about these other books and the lore in them, so comment in the description if you want me to do that. This book came out a couple years ago, and it's okay. It gets the job done for what it's trying to do. It follows the character of Jamal. Jamal has a twin brother who's more popular and just overall more liked than Jamal. Jamal inherits a necklace from his dead grandmother, which supposedly protects you from shadows. Shadows. I think that's just what they call it in the movie. Dr. Facilier shows up to take this necklace from him by making a deal. The deal being that Jamal will overshadow his brother if he gave Dr. Facilier his brother's trumpet. His brother's trumpet being his inheritance from his grandma. Dr. Facilier then literally turns Malik into a shadow, making it so Jamal overshadows him and then has to save him. To save him, he consults one of his friends who brings him to her grandmother, who is named Grandma Dusro, who is a voodoo queen and lives in the bayou. She tries to help him, but in order to turn Malik back into a human, Jamal has to give his voodoo necklace to Facilier. Here's a quote from the book that really struck me as a twin myself. I do have a twin brother. The truth hit him at once. He couldn't stand in a world where his brother didn't exist. They were twins, and Malik was part of him. He lowered his hand to give his necklace to Dr. Facilier. When he gives the necklace over it, obviously, it doesn't turn them back into humans again. It made both Jamal and Malik shadows, so they are equal. And it makes shadows for all eternity. But at least they have each other. The next chapter cuts to the brothers standing in their parents' kitchen as shadows, where their parents can't see them. They hear their mom say to their dad, well, not really their mom and dad anymore, "I'm so glad we didn't have kids." So in a way, Jamal giving his necklace to Facilier changes the course of history. It ends showing Dr. Facilier on the TV talking about how he just got elected as mayor and looking into the brothers' eyes and laughing maniacally. I think that's a word, probably. Maniacally. When he gives the necklace over, obviously... Oh, wait. I already talked about that. So that's just a simple explanation of the book. So now I'll present some theories and lore that I found in this book. Number 1. I think that maybe Jamal and Malik's grandmother that I mentioned might be Tiana from the original movie. Remember I said that Malik inherited the trumpet? Well, on the box of the trumpet, there was a carving of an alligator playing a trumpet. Sound familiar? This trumpet is the old trumpet of Louis the alligator. Now, how did their grandmother get this trumpet? An alligator's lifespan is 30 to 50 years. If Louis is 25 at the youngest at the time of the movie, and he lives to 60, then he would die in the 50s. So it's not like he would still alive during the book. We see Louis playing in the band at Tiana's restaurant, so through his life, he was probably well acquainted with Tiana. And when he died, he left the trumpet to her as an inheritance, where when Tiana died, she would give it to Malik. Furthermore, we see the twins' grandma has a mansion, which would fit in with the wealth Tiana would get from her world-renowned restaurant. But with this theory of Tiana being the twins' grandmother, there's still one problem. That is the fact that their grandma is very secretive. It is said in the book that when she was still alive, she would rarely leave the house. When she did, she was always covered with veils. The necklace she gives to Jamal's mom says that she always wore. So maybe what happened was when the shadows attacked and destroyed Facilier, they went for Tiana as well as Naveen sometime afterwards, and so Tiana retaliated, bought a protection necklace, as protection of course, decided to never go into the sun where she would create a shadow, and the shadows would then attack her if you read the book. So I think there's substantial evidence for this theory. If anyone has anything to add to this theory, like any additional lore from other media or anything to disprove it, then please comment it. My second theory regards Dr. Facilier. In the book, we hear Grandma Dusro say that there used to be a council, and this kind of blew my mind, of voodoo practitioners, one of which was Jamal's grandma. This council was sort of like a coven, and they were like really important, almost like a congress of voodoo people to decide stuff about it. It says that when they got together one time and forged a necklace to protect them from the Shadow Man. She goes on to say how the Shadow Man is ancient and how he is, quotes from the book, far older than he seems, and that That's some dark magic indeed. Those are quotes from Grandma Destro. Now, the Disney Wiki fandom, which is a great website for making theories, by the way, fandom says that Dr. Facilier is not the same Dr. Facilier in the movie. He's like he stole his identity, but one taking on the original identity of the original Dr. Facilier. This is also just obvious considering how the original Dr. Facilier dies at the end of Princess and the Frog. So then, what does it mean when it says that he's older than when he seems? Well, I think that his magic abilities is more of a title, if that makes sense. If you've ever seen the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, then that's why I think you become a Shadow Man or Dr. Facilier. You almost inherit it, like you're chosen to be the Shadow Man. It's kind of hard to explain it the same way in Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I haven't watched, but my aforementioned brother has talked to me about. In the book, we said Dr. Facilier is planning to send a hurricane to Louisiana because Jamal is not giving him a necklace, or because the people of New Orleans aren't appreciative of him and they haven't elected him as governor. This strikes me as extremely similar to an old Louisiana folktale of Julie Brown. Julie Brown was a local spiritual healer and supposed voodoo queen of the town of Frenier, Louisiana. It said that she would often be seen sitting in her porch singing a song that goes like this: "One day when I die, and I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take the whole town with me." When she had died, there was a small funeral for her, and most did not come, fearing that they would die by going to it based on her little melody. That very same day, a hurricane came and swept out the town, killing everyone there. The reason she had made this prophecy was because when she was getting old, she felt that people in the town took her for granted. Now, obviously, the story is not historically accurate, although Julie Brown was a real woman in the town of Frenier, and the hurricane was there. There's no evidence she prophesied it, or that it happened on the same day of her funeral. Now, she died as an old woman in the year 1915, so it would make sense for her to be the right age for Dr. Facilier to be her son. Maybe when Julia had Dr. Facilier, she taught him the voodoo arts and the special power to cause hurricanes and maybe even control the elements, the weather, because she supposedly could. And when Facilier's mom died, he moved to New Orleans, changed his name, and became the Shadow Man, fulfilling his destined role of the Shadow Man, a Dr. Facilier, like many men before him. In the film, Facilier mentions how he has royalty on his mother's side. That royalty is Julia Brown, a voodoo queen or voodoo priestess. I have a link in the description of a short video talking about Julia Brown and her story if you're interested. It's a really interesting story, and so please go check it out. So that's all I have to talk about this week. I know I said I was going to talk about Hercules, the animated series, last week, but honestly, I wasn't that interested in it. And there's a ton more exciting and interesting things to talk about, including this. Stay tuned for next week, where we'll try and discover Scar's true backstory, which, if you know the lore in Lion King media, then you'll know how difficult that will be. So thank you for watching, and in the description, I also just, because I thought you guys might be interested, I have some really interesting videos on voodoo lore. There's a video by Religion for Breakfast that talks about voodoo mythology and the religious practice. Just very interesting, scholarly, from scholarly perspective. And then there's also a video by John Solo, which is about the origins of the characters in it and who they are based on. So thank you for watching, and bye.